Welcome back everybody, this is your teacher Maha and you are now going to learn about different ways of using the future, okay? So we all know that the modal verb will, whenever it's used, we're talking about the future. I will get married tomorrow. I will try Japanese food next week, okay? So will is for future. This is not news for you, okay? But now let's check out some different ways of using the future, more sophisticated ways of using the future, okay? By now we all know this is the modal verb will, right? So we use for future simple, okay? This is not news for us. This is nothing new for us, okay? So we use will to make predictions or to express our future intentions. Okay, one day I will visit Australia. Okay, yeah, one day I will too. Okay, I hope. It won't rain all the time. Okay, won't is the negative form, is the contraction, right, of the negative form, okay? So it won't rain all the time, it will not rain all the time, okay? But now, this is nothing new for us, okay? I want you to pay attention, close attention to these different ways of using the future, okay? And the first is called the future continuous, okay? I don't want you to memorize the name, okay? Of course that helps, but you don't have to memorize. You have to understand whenever it's used, okay? So for example, whenever you are thinking of a continuous action in the future, something that is not it is not in a specific point in the future, but it will happen. It will be going on during some moment in the future. You can use like that. You will use will, the modal verb will, plus verb to be plus the gerund ing, okay? So it indicates that something will occur in the future, okay? I will be sleeping at 3 a.m. Okay, I hope you all be sleeping at 3 a.m. okay? Because this is late, okay? So you can predict not only you will sleep, but you will be sleeping. So this is a continuous action, a fluid action in the future, okay? That's a nice way of using the future, okay? And the next one is the future perfect, okay? We discussed about that when we talked some lessons ago about the use of perfect modal verbs, okay? So let's refresh your memory, okay? So it shows an action will already be completed by a certain time, okay? So for example, I don't know, you are advanced students, so you are in the verge of graduate, right? So you can predict that maybe, I don't know, by the end of the semester or even by the end of the year, right, you will have finished your English class, right? You can say that you are predicting the end of something, right? And that's exactly when you should use the perfect, future perfect. And whenever you use that, you have to use will plus have. Of course, this is not the verb have as in possession, and then the third form of the verbs, okay? So for example, let's take a look at an example. By the end of this week I will have finished reading the book, okay? Probably, this is a probability, right? Probability, right? So by the end of the week, you expect to be over with the book, okay? So another way of saying that is, I will have finished the book, okay? There you go. There is another way, which is whenever you use be, the verb to be plus infinitive, okay? This is somehow a very formal way. You may see that in written English, like in forms or in some notices, right? But this is used often whenever you have an agreement or a settlement or an appointment which is due to happen, right? When it's close and when it's going to happen in a very short period of time, okay? So it's clear. You can predict that, okay? We use it to indicate in a very formal way that an appointment has been arranged, okay? So the soccer, this to me sounds like a newscast, okay, like a journalist speaking. So the soccer player is to meet the president on Wednesday, okay? So they are probably on Tuesday, right? And the soccer player is to meet the president, okay? So it's an arrangement. The secretary said I was to wait for her boss, okay? And that's it. The same meaning, okay? There you go. Now let's take a look at some of expressions, okay? There you go. The first expression is to be about to. Okay, I think I've mentioned this expression a couple minutes ago, okay? Whenever something is it's close, okay? You can see that thing happening. It's very close to you. So it's a very close future. You can use these expressions, be about to, okay? So for example, we are about to finish this lesson, okay? We are almost finishing. We are almost done. We are about to finish the lesson, okay? That's it. Very useful. I use that all the time. I don't know about you, but if I were you, I would pay close attention to it. Very useful. To be on the verge of, okay, that's similar, okay? So this is funny because they're both similar expressions, right? To be on the verge of is like whenever something it's urgent, okay? You know that this thing will happen, okay? It's urgent. So they were on the verge of war, okay? So the situation was really tense. You can see war happening, right? You can predict war happening, right? So they were on the verge of war. Okay, so you can either say his father was in the verge of yelling to his son. Okay, you can see that he was getting angry and something was unstoppable, right? Next one is to bear in mind. Okay, nothing new for us. Whenever you have an information which is really important and you want some person to not forget about that, you can say to that person, bear in mind, etc, etc, etc. So bear in mind that the document is very important, okay? That's it. Bear in mind. Never forget, okay? You should never forget about that. Bear in mind, okay? The next one is to fit in. Okay, that is very nice, okay? Because that happens to a lot of us, right? Whenever we go to a new school or a new company or a new job, we get a new job, it's sometimes difficult to fit in, right? To fit in is to be like, to find your space, to find a place for you, right? This is terrible for children whenever they change schools, right? So, I give up on the course. I just don't fit in. Okay, I'm sorry, too bad. But that happens, okay? That's it. So these are all fantastic expressions. I'm pretty sure you take advantage of it because they are great, okay? So try to use that in your everyday communication. Try to write compositions, okay? Try to write about the future. What do you expect it will happen? Okay, what do you predict that you will have done in the future? Okay, so you have a lot of tools to do that. Okay, that's it. Thank you for having me again. I hope to see you next time.